And Thursday, I want to start there. Saints at Cowboys. We got Saints favored by 7, over-under 53. Ezekiel Elliott didn't practice with a hip injury first practice of the week. Doesn't seem like anything to worry about. Traquan Smith was so limited on Monday for the Saints. It's something you're going to want to watch. But they threw to, every person in the world beyond him, a bunch of guys we literally never heard of. Keith Kirkwood. What is that? I mean, I'd heard of Austin Carr and Tommy Lee Lewis. Who's the fourth guy? Tom Arnold? Dan Arnold?
Dan Arnold. His younger brother.
Right. Kevin Arnold? I don't know.
Kevin Arnold. So, Wonder Years. Nice.
Yeah. He's hosting a game show, a kids game show on Fox. I watched it the other night, actually. My kids were watching. I'm going, oh, my God, really? It was him and Ricky Gervais. It was the weirdest combination. I'll talk to you more about it later. Anyway, Saints are 5-0 against the spread on the road. They have covered 5 in a row, including a not dominant but solid win at Atlanta on Thanksgiving night. Cowboys are 5-2 against the spread in their last 7. Dak Prescott said the other day the Saints put their pants on one leg at a time, same way we do. Okay, Dak. Can Dak put his pants on and have his team hang with the Saints? I think he can.
Ooh, you think he can? Let's elaborate. I'll take less time for you to elaborate on how they're going to keep pace with that juggernaut.
I think the Cowboys are a bit of a different team. I don't think they're dominant or awesome or anything like that, but I think Amari Cooper makes them different. I think it makes Zeke better. I think it makes Dak better. And he's finally being used the right way, which is great. I mean, being used the right way, I mean, they're focusing on him more, which is good. But he's literally basically, I mean, to use the cliche, the stack boxes are going away.
Sure.
With him there, and that's great for Ezekiel Elliott. I think their defense, okay, it's a home game. The Cowboys play very well at home. Yes. And part of me keeps it, look, you can't, no matter how good you are, you can't win by 2 touchdowns every week. 2, 3, 4 touchdowns every week. You can't. It has, at some point, some team gives you a fight. This seems like a situation where a team can give them a fight. There's no short week for either team. They're both coming off the last Thursday, so we don't have that excuse for anyone. I just think it's, I think the Cowboys make a game of it.
You say they don't have to win by 2 touchdowns, or they can't win by 2 touchdowns. They have to win by 8. They don't have to win by 14. So let's look at this. You bring up a good point about New Orleans throwing to every unknown household, opposite of household name in the world, and they still cover against the Falcons. And yes, the Falcons just lost to the Cowboys, but it was close. Right. Yes, New Orleans has to go on the road, but you can't stop Kirkwood, Tommy Lee, Arnold, Austin Carr, who was a great basketball player for the Cavs back in the day. It's amazing he's playing football now. Ingram, Kamara, the defense is better. Yes, Cooper has made them a little bit of a more dynamic team. They played the Redskins, who I think it's funny. Their secondary is the best of times. It's the worst of times, depending on any given week or what mood Josh Norman's in. I don't see how the Cowboys keep this close. Now, let me ask you this. I'm going to take the Saints to cover the 7 because I think this is going to keep rolling. If this spread, and this is one thing we really haven't discussed because it really gets into the weeds of gambling, but you can buy points. You can move that. It's called teasing. You could take that 7 and you could buy the half point. If this was 6.5 or 6, do you still feel the Cowboys could cover this game?
Yes.
And you are committed to that for the next 3 days. The
Falcons fumbled inside the 10-yard line 3 times.
Yes, they did.
I mean, that game, I said a minute ago, it wasn't down. It was 27-13 or 31-17.
31-17, because there was a 13-point spread.
That was not a dominant Saints performance. I mean, look, maybe to what I said, you can't dominate every week. Maybe that was the non-dominant performance. Maybe that's it, and they go back on a roll. But they were not perfect. They didn't kick the Falcons' ass.
But their defense made plays.
Sure.
When their offense, again, if Mark Ingram, Alvin Kamara, and Michael Thomas are muted as much as they were on Thanksgiving Day against the Cowboys, I will tip my hat and take the L on that one. I just can't see that happening 2 weeks in a row where you slow all 3 of those guys. And then one of the role players of Kirkwood, it's like a law firm, Kirkwood, Arnold, and Lewis, they pop up and score one of the extra bonus points. They're going to drop 30 again. And I think the Cowboys tap out at 21-24. It's going to be tight. I think that 7 is very friendly to the Cowboys. I will say this, again, Van Der Esch is a monster on defense for the Cowboys.
Yeah, he's playing very, very well. By the way, Cowboys injuries. Let's just check on that. Zach Martin was limited but expected to play. Tyron Smith might be a game time decision. Taco Charlton looks like he's back. Where's still no idea. Nothing doing on Sean Lee or David Irving right now. So,
I'm going to guess Sean Lee doesn't play.
It sounds like that's not close anyway. Oh, look, sunlight. See?
You're a ray of sunshine.
All right, so I'm going Cowboys. You're going Saints. This puts me in the odd position of rooting for the Dallas Cowboys, which I get really terrible.